Hey yo, it's Hip Hop DJ Eternal 88. What's going on, y'all? So we back with another video. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe for me. I really appreciate it. Today we're here to talk about 4Extra not feeling no jumper no more, and he's not really cool with Adam22. He's not feeling Adam for asking his ops about his hand and how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Basically, just like how they feel about his hand, asking his ops, and how they all kind of joked about it. And I guess 4Extra wanted Adam to pull up to the studio to talk about it. And he was kind of aggressive about it. And this was Adam's response. I'm going to let y'all hear it. Let's get it.
To inform the fans who are monitoring every last moment of this journey, I did speak to 4Extras on the phone on Friday. Now, I will reveal to the people, he was not 100% happy with me. He felt like it was weak for me to be on a podcast with people that he perceives as ops and to ask them what they thought about the situation with his blowing up of his hand. And I get that. Because realistically, you know, this is an op-friendly podcast. There's a lot of people on here who certain people get along with, don't get along with. Sarah, I think he even felt a way about King Pill being on the podcast. We can get into that Zest arc in a moment and everything. But he did feel a way about that, and it was a little bit of a threatening or like an angry vibe to it. Like, pull up on me in the studio. I want to talk to you. Just me and you. I want to talk to you. And I'm like, what are you doing 4Extra? Why you acting like that? Why you acting like you're a little mad at me? What is that? And he's like, nah, just pull up to the studio. I want to talk to you. And I kept pushing, and that's when he revealed that at least the thing that he wanted to mention that he was annoyed by was me talking to people that he doesn't get along with about his hand or whatever. My response to that really is like, bro, we talk about current events. You blowing up your hand was the biggest thing of that week. I'm on a podcast with people that you don't technically get along with. We talking about it. I'm sorry, man. That's just how this goes.
Me personally, though, I think it's more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get into that in a second. But Adam was he also said that 4Extra was reaching out to Vlad. Vlad denied his offer, right? And I kind of wonder if, like, Adam already told Vlad to deny it. You know what I mean? He says he didn't, but who knows, you know? Because they're all kind of, you know, academics, Vlad, No Jumper, Trap Lord, Ross, Whack. They're all kind of, like, connected. You know what I'm saying? But I kind of understand, and this is just my perspective, right? Why 4Extra was mad. A man losing his hands, or his hand, or even just like a couple fingers, like it looks like to me now. That's a really big deal, even still, right? It's very traumatic. I can see how people joking about it, especially people that you thought you were doing business with and you work for, joking about it, acting like it's not that serious. You know what I mean? And I don't believe 4Extra said to Adam that he's simply mad just for talking about it with his ops, right? I think he was mad for multiple reasons, and this right here being one of them, y'all. Let's get it.
I've joined the news because, let's be real, something happened over the weekend that was worse than 10 9/11s.
Damn.
It was worse than 100 bombings of the Israeli nuclear sites. No, sorry, Iranian. Okay. 4Extra blew his hand off. And obviously, this was an extremely viral thing to have taken place. In particular, I think because of the fact that he has essentially built his entire name off of, you know, threatening violence, saying that he wanted to pack people out, claiming that he won 10 fights in a row in jail. He never claimed that he put a carrot in his butt, but we all kind of, or in someone else's butt. We all kind of know that he probably did. And it took the internet by storm. And it was even crazier that it was 4th of July weekend. It was everybody had plenty of time on the internet. Everybody's looking at their phones, hanging out with their families. And all of a sudden we find out that someone who in many people's minds was the most viral No Jumper host of all time, many would say, was now a man without a hand. And there were a lot of insensitive reactions to it that I'm sure we all saw. It was hard not to acknowledge the hypocrisy of the fact that Many of us in this room, particularly this couch, have spent a lot of oxygen making fun of other people who are missing limbs.
So not only did Adam ask his ops how they felt, right? He also broke the news of what happened to 4Extra to begin with. You know what I'm saying? He said what happened in a sarcastic way. He said it was bigger than 9/11, basically admitting that it wasn't that big of a deal to Adam, right? Because there's no way that Adam really thinks that that's a bigger deal than 9/11. I mean, come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And he also put out the fact that it was in a car. And 4Extra's homie supposedly lost half of his face. He put that out, which honestly, that isn't even true, I hear. I mean, it might be half true or whatever, right? But considering fireworks are illegal to buy in LA and 4Extra is on probation, that's probably not something 4Extra wanted to get out. You know what I'm saying? Because him hurting himself, right? That's one thing. He could probably get away with that. But then hurting somebody else, I don't know, man. Probation might look at that kind of wild, especially lighting it in a car. Just, putting all this stuff out there. But he was talking real sarcastically about him losing his hand. You know what I mean? Like it's a joke. And to be honest, it's really not a funny thing at all. It's a very traumatic thing. And if 4Extra was mad, he's probably more mad that Adam seems to be creating beef between gang members 24/7, particularly 4Extra, with all these people while putting them on the screen like it's constantly he's putting them up against somebody, even while his hands are messed up talking to his ops about him, right? But who knows? I could be wrong. That's just my observation, which led me to believe all this. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. But shout out to 4Extra, man. I hope he gets his just due. But I will say, all the gang beef that's being started on No Jumper, you can't put that all on Adam22. We are talking about grown men, y'all. Which leads me to this next topic, all right? So we got OG Gumby. He got some things to say to Adam, y'all. Check this out. Shit gets tense. Let's get it.
You giving opportunities people who are opposed to my community an opportunity to speak ill and spread propaganda against us. Like, do you know you the number one contributor to gang violence in the city? The whole dude up here, what's his name? Clown Mac? That little dude right there?
Crip Mac.
Clown Mac, like I said. Clown Mac.
We've never really let him
stop
all crazy about
stop.
it.
But see, this is the whole point I'm trying to make. He got, and this is how y'all know he lame as fuck. The motherfucker got Hoover Killer spelled out like in crayon. He ain't even got it whacked out. Everything on me whacked out. I'm Hoover. I'm really like that. I'm Hoover. But if he had the gays up here, you would have bleeped that out.
No, I would not.
Yeah, you would have.
Absolutely not. Why would I do that? Who cares?
You would have.
Why?
You would have.
I let people say anti-gay shit on here all the time.
Oh, I'm not really a fan of your show. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you need some hoovers up in here.
I will say, there's no way that No Jumper is the number one contributor to gang violence in LA. There's no way. I'm sure it plays a part, but I think he really, really is going way too far with saying that. Now, does Adam promote gang violence and shit? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I agree with that. He does do that. But it's definitely not the number one cause of gang violence in LA. Like, no way. You know what I'm saying? But OG Gumby, I'm sorry. He is a Hoover blood, right? And I assume that he's a Hoover blood. That's what it sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying? I agree with him that it does seem, or maybe it's a coincidence, but people do diss Hoovers a lot on No Jumper. Or maybe they're just rivals of them. Like, for example, Crip Mac. Then you got 607 Unk saying what he said. Then you got them building King Pill up, who is also a blood, just to shit on him. I think he's Hoover too, just to shit on him and put all these bad allegations on him and attempt to assassinate his character. You know what I mean? Like Poetic Flacco putting a video out about him being like, you know, by or whatever he's trying to say he is. And then he just said he had some major proof, and it was really just one guy saying this stuff. There was no other proof at all. That's crazy. Like, every time something doesn't work out, it seems like they assassinate people's characters. You know what I mean? And that isn't right. And it does seem like, for whatever reason, maybe it's just a coincidence, but the Hoover blood set does get kind of pushed to the back, which I don't know too much about the sets and all that kind of shit, so I'm not going to get into all the details of that. I'll just say I agree with him on that, OG Gumby, that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it isn't fair. Maybe it needs to be more evened out with the sets or whatever. But then again, if OG Gumby wants more official Hoovers on No Jumper, then this next clip, if you ask me, he really contradicts himself, man. Let's get it.
Like, this motherfucker must be cursed or something, because everybody that come up here, everybody that's been on your shit either dead, S-bone.
I mean, probably an insanely small percentage.
It's small and man, all you do is promote gang bullshit in the community, bro.
I don't think we're promoting it. We're talking to rappers who may be gang related. Ain't no
fucking rappers. Show me somebody.
But we're open to talking to people who are just gang members as well.
For what? What reason, though?
I mean, you are appreciative of people giving you a platform, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Not really.
But I've seen you on Real Tune and all these platforms.
I have, but I was thrusted in this position. People called me in to talk, just like you called me in here.
Right.
I didn't come in here and just knock on your door like all these weird ass people trying to make you see.
Well, I saw you talking about me in an interview. I reached out because I wanted to have some communication.
Yeah, I have been talking about you because, see, over there in our community, we feel like you on the other side.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've debunked that.
No. Your name's Adam22 from Neighborhood. That's what you call you on gang. What you mean?
I don't think nobody really thinks that I'm playing sides, right?
Yes, the fuck we do.
Why would you think
I explained to you before about this before I talked to you in the conversation on the phone.
Right, we did have this conversation.
Yes, we did. When you told me you was gonna pay me for coming on this motherfucker, and you told me you was gonna donate something to my community. Because I explained to you, like, all of this bullshit is going on. You kicking up all of this shit, but what you doing for somebody that's not in the gang? What you doing for them people?
We just did a big giveaway at a women's shelter in North Hollywood.
A women's shelter?
Excuse me, in Koreatown.
A women's shelter?
Well, it's like families that don't have fathers
that ain't got nothing to do. That's what you do. Stop helping people who y'all think need the help. Help the people who really need it. The boots on the ground. All these dudes out here talking about
switches. There's like abused women. And like, and
I feel for the abused women and their kids.
Yeah.
But right now,
OG Gumby contradicted itself twice, if you ask me, and I'm gonna get into that, right? Because if Adam's the police, why do you want more Hoovers, which is supposedly your gang, I guess, right? It's your gang. Why do you want more Hoovers on his show if he's the police? Why would you want that? That don't even make no sense. So it's like, that's like a little bit of a contradiction. You know what I mean? I do agree. No Jumper does promote a lot of gang violence and beefs, or maybe not promote it, but they talk about it and speak on it. It's like current topics, but you know, that's what sells and brings viewers. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, that's what sells and brings viewers. Shit. Since I was doing YouTube 6-7 years ago, that's what people wanted to hear about, gangs. That's how I get more views when I talk about what's going on No Jumper and shit like that. So, I mean, that's just the facts of it. And No Jumper isn't forcing anyone to do anything, right? They're all grown men. But I ain't saying that I agree with Adam's tactics, y'all. I really ain't. I talk about it all the time. You can check out my videos, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of it's content. You know what I mean? Like, but to be honest, I do talk about that all the time, how Adam kind of plays people against each other. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that, I will say this too, the fact that OG Gumby took Crip Mac serious, that lets me know, like, he doesn't understand the content world, right? And it also lets me know he probably doesn't have a sense of humor, because Crip Mac was just a funny-ass dude. I think anybody could find him funny, even if it's from a different set, if you ask me, right? That's just how I feel, you know? That's just how I feel. And then another thing I want to talk about, right, is he asked Adam, who are you helping out here get jobs and stuff? to be honest, that doesn't really make sense. Adam gives all these guys jobs. But then when Adam's like, oh, and I hate to take up for Adam, but I'm like, it's like almost like I kind of have to in this sense. It's like you're asking him what he does for the people. He says he helps women and children's shelters. He donated to them or did whatever. He said he don't help them all the time, but he donated to them. It's women that get beat with their kids and they have a place to live. If he's donating to something like that, that's a really good thing. You know what I'm saying? That's like a plus. And dude was like, oh, I feel for the women and kids, but right now I'm here to talk about the gang. So you'd rather have him help out gang members than help out women and children. Like, that's just a lot of contradictions if you ask me. You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem like, maybe this is why Adam doesn't have certain people on this platform, because it would be way too serious. You know what I'm saying? Because No Jumper's more about shit being funny and more about, Adam does cause a lot of issues, I guess. I talk about it a lot, right? But it's also a platform where it's content. Content is content, bro. Like, you talk about current topics. These people are all grown men that go up there. They choose to go there. If they want to talk about their lives on there, then that's up to them. You cannot put it all on Adam. And that's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I talk about it sometimes and I'll say shit about Adam, but this right here, I gotta say, I'm on Adam's side for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and follow me on IG. We out.